Rabbi Neuman, who is the principal at RTMA. For how long now? How long have you been the principal of RTMA?
This is my first full year being the principal of RTMA.
And when you were chosen as principal, I thought it was an amazing choice.
I appreciate that.
Based on what based on what I
By the way, I don't know if you were once principal, because I generally follow where you go. So first Misora and then...
Good point. I never even thought of it that way. No, I was never a school principal. But I've always admired JEC and RTMA, so maybe that's the reason why it worked out.
Thank God.
Anyway, great choice. Great to have you here. And we have other guests as well. Rabbi Neuman, who's the principal, is being joined by Rabbi Rich, who is Rabbi Rich's first name is?
Yisroel.
Rabbi Yisroel Rich, of course. How are you, Rabbi Rich?
Excellent. How
nice
are you?
to see you. How's your family doing?
They're wonderful. My mother still speaks about it. One of her best students. She always
I don't think she
one
ever
of my best students.
I don't think she would ever regard me as one of her best students.
That's how I remember it growing up. I'm not.
Maybe she had other adjectives. I don't know if it was best, but we certainly had some interesting encounters. And it's funny, by the way. I'm sorry for the tangential mention here. It's funny, but my 11-year-old and I had a conversation on Yontif about something to do with elementary school education, and I said to him how I argued this point in the 6th grade with the then Miss Hecht, who was your mother, of course.
I think I once heard about that conversation.
You heard about that conversation, so we were just discussing it. Can you imagine?
Unbelievable.
And we have Brian Ness with us. Welcome back. Good to see you. I mentioned to a few people that you're an amazing representative of JEC. It's great to have you back here.
Good morning, Nachum. It's great to be here.
A pleasure. And your son Ephraim, and you're a board member, of course, in addition to a million other things you do for the institution, I'm sure. And your son Ephraim, is this Ephraim?
Yeah.
What grade are you in, Ephraim?
Ninth
grade. You're already in high school.
Yeah.
How's it going so far?
It's going great.
Is Rabbi Neuman treating you well?
Yes.
Any
well.
problems whatsoever, you let me know, please.
Right.
I don't know if this is the right place for him to...
This would be the forum? You mean all right,
I don't know.
I understand
in
that.
front of millions of fans.
All right, Rabbi Neuman, tell us about the start of the school year. How have things kicked off over at RTMA?
I want to, like, I've been listening on the car in, and it's such a unique experience to have from K through nursery before then.
It is.
Even the babies are coming in the 6
right.
months and coming in until they're 17, 18 years old, and
so
hearing
true.
the experience. The energy that is going on in the JEC these days is unbelievable. I mean, this is my 13th year here. I've never experienced such excitement, enthusiasm, and spirit, and ruach, and unity, and growth. Really, real growth. One of the things that we are constantly giving over to ourselves, to the administrators, to the faculty, and to the students, and to the parents, is that we're all about growth. Is that there's never a single day that it can be any worse. Tomorrow is always better. Tomorrow is always better, and you're seeing that from the lowest, from the 6-month-olds. You see the growth in the 6 months. It's amazing, but through high school and through the end of senior year, we're pushing and pushing and pushing and going forward. It's amazing to be a part of.
It really is incredible. I hope you're seeing it in numbers as well, because I heard the open house numbers, at least what happened last night, was remarkable.
It's great numbers. It's great energy. And
it sounded like the parents had a valuable experience in opening up and discussing everything about the future of the school, which I'm sure you welcomed.
We had our own parent ambassadors here, and we had student ambassadors. We had over 50 student ambassadors here who basically ran the show. I mean, with Rabbi Rich's help in organizing who's doing what. Everybody had their stations. We had, in this room last night, we had all the parents who came to visit sitting on the bleachers, and we had a panel of parents and a panel of students who just, fielded questions. Right. Anything that the parents threw at them. And the students, they were like, I sat down. Literally, at some point, I just sat down and stopped moderating because the boys took over and they did it themselves. And to see the independence and the growth and the willingness to be vulnerable for these boys was incredible. It just made me proud.
Rabbi Yisroel Rich is Director of Student Activities. Can one argue that student activities now, as a position, is as important as some of the principalships? And I'm not trying to.
Well,
as a board member here, my boss is.
I'm not trying to, God forbid, tread on the importance of your job. But you have to admit that when it comes to student activities, it's such an important part of schooling now.
Yes, I wouldn't call it student activities. Rabbi Rich is not the director of student activities. He's the director of student life. Because that's what it is. It's not about the programs. It's about the big picture that he built.
How's it going so far, Rabbi Rich?
It really is unbelievable that the school year is off to a great start. One of the great initiatives that we're in the middle of now the boys hear the song on your radio show, Mordechai Shapiro, Chapa Mitzvah.
Right.
So that song has become very popular in the school. It's played in the hallways, it's played on the loudspeaker. And we have a special initiative right now where the boys identified 5 mitzvahs that as a school they want to be focusing on. And like Rabbi Neuman said before, it's a really special thing when the Rebbeim don't have to do the reminding. When the boys remind each other, don't forget about that mitzvah. We have this mitzvah. Oh, you just did this. That's an opportunity to chapa mitzvah. And it's become like a big slogan. You hear everybody in the hallway screaming, chapa mitzvah, but it's beautiful to see that the students are doing the work. And like Rabbi Neuman said last night about the open house, I had these boys coming to me, I'm finished my job. Give me something else. Can I go talk to parents? Can I talk to students? They all want to show off and showcase the excitement that we have going on in our hallways.
Very nice. All right, I have a bunch of stuff here that I've been told about, not all of which I can, you're going to have to help me out. One is called Above the Code. What does that mean?
So we, based on conversations that we had with students, we met with every student in focus groups last year towards the end of the year about what they liked about the school, what they didn't like so much, and what they'd like to see more of. One of the things that we were finding is that there wasn't necessarily something to get behind and sink their teeth into. And we developed a mission of our school from conversations with the students, the faculty, the parent body, and that mission now guides everything that we do. Above the Code for us is a piece of that mission. The mission, I'll just say, is together we live above the code. Guided by the Torah, we passionately pursue excellence through engagement, reflection, and growth. That's the mission, which our faculty know, our students know. The code we define as just getting by, as being Yotzei. I passed the test, I passed this, I went to practice, I did this. Above the code is RTMA no longer lives in that space.
What we would refer to as Lifnim Mishra.
By the way, when we came out with the Above the Code slogan last year in Gemara, like within a week, we were up to the halacha of Lifnim Mishra. It was the most amazing thing in the world. So we paskin, when you're not losing too much money, that you have to go above the code.
Right.
So we live above that place, and we're constantly looking for the next chance of growth. So Above the Code has become our hashtag, our way of going, and that's what we live by in everything that we do.
Very nice. Houses program. What's that all about?
I could tell you, I want to let Ephraim speak about the house program, but I just want to introduce it.
Yeah.
What we started with the house program was that we wanted to find a way for all the students to unite around various causes. And we split up the house program. Each group, it's 8 groups, 8 houses, with house deans. They were they had to apply for the position. They were interviewed. They were reviewed by their peers, reviewed by teachers, reviewed by administration. And then we actually had the dividing of the houses, and it was in a different room where there was so much energy and so much excitement of, this is my house. This is going to be the group that I'm going to be affiliated with for my tenure while I'm in JC. But to speak more about what the house program does for the students, if it's okay.
Yeah, please.
It's your show.
Ephraim, take it away.
All right, so it's like a big family. It doesn't matter what grade, class, or town you're from. You all work together to achieve common goals for your house. Our previous contest is that we had to try to build as many sukkahs as we can to help people. And I found out yesterday that my house won, and our prize is that we got to go build a house for Habitat for Humanity.
Nice. Very nice.
Over 350 sukkahs were built in total. So it was very, and to see the boys like, hey, I know of someone who needs a sukkah built. Who wants to come and help me? It was very rewarding to watch.
All right, that's unique. Never heard of a houses program before this.
It's an amazing experience, and the boys really can come together 9 through 12, and they learn together and they build together.
And they are together. In other words, each house, doesn't matter what grade you're in, neighborhood, etc.
Yeah, we let God do the choosing. We had, the sorting
literally.
hats. Yeah. He didn't.
He did.
We're good.
Not that good.
We're not that good.
But it was a random.
We called. He was
random
busy.
choice.
Yeah.
A random choice of getting these kids together. It's interesting.
While Ephraim's here, I have to mention our STEM program is quite literally exploding. We have representatives from SIGE coming today. SIGE is the Center of Initiatives for Jewish Education, who fund all the school STEM programs around the country, around the world.
We've discussed this before on the air, right? I remember this, right?
So we were chosen this year as one of 4 schools in the country to participate in their first annual robotics challenge that they're piloting this year. It's us, Frisch, Hafter, and Hank.
Nice.
Ephraim, we had our open house last night, and STEM was a big feature of our school. Every parent, every student got a chance to visit the lab, and we had students presenting what they were doing. And Ephraim Ness was holding shear last night. he was sitting at a table and speaking to these grown-ups who looked like giants, you know, and he's explaining everything that's going on and everything that he's doing. He's got his glass board that his code is behind him. You know.
How'd that go, huh?
It went very well.
I can imagine. Were they mesmerized, the parents?
They were. They didn't even know what I was talking about.
Well, I can guarantee you that. Well, that's great. Brian, that must make you feel great because we've discussed in the past how important that area of schooling is to you.
It is. I mean, the STEM program is obviously very important for the future, teaching the kids, you know, new areas of focus, new pieces of curriculum that are developing as we speak. But it brings together, whether it be the STEM, the house program above the code, it really gives a sense of ownership and independence to the boys. It gives them a sense of place, right? You're in this big school, this big organization, and it brings it down to these smaller buckets where you get to operate in groups of much smaller students,
right,
so that you can you could be learning as a ninth grader how to be a leader, how to be presenting to adults, things that you're learning, things that are important to them as they're choosing a high school for their children. It really gives them a sense of opportunity. It gives them a sense of purpose. And really, it's been a fantastic experience. The excitement in the halls, it's palpable.
Well, it sounds great, and you certainly brought a good representative this morning. Pretty well-spoken kid, I must say. All right, and the growth here is it just continues.
Yeah,
I mean, between the open house and everything else, you want to see the word continue to spread, and it seems it is.
It is. I think the word is getting out. You know, we used to say it's not your father's JAC.
Right.
This isn't yesterday's JAC. Today at RTMA, it's a different school than it was yesterday because every day we are looking to get better and to improve and to grow, and the students are bought in. The faculty is bought in. There's been a re-energizing of the entire building, and it's growing and it's contagious, and we're above the code.
And you're getting a lot of credit for that. So
look
just
at all the people here. I mean,
others as well. But I'm just letting you know you're on the list of people who are getting some.
Maybe on the list, but we have a great team of administrators and teachers and students and parents.
It seems you have incredible people that you surround yourself with. Rabbi Ami Neuman is principal. We have Rabbi Yisroel Rich, who is the director of student life. Brian Ness, who has joined us before. He's a board member and a very proud one. Somebody who has a great history with this institution. Of course, Ephraim, who's representing the ninth grade and representing RTMA this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Have a great day today.
Thank you.